All right, let me tell you about this one notorious guy named Sammy Gravano, also known as Sammy the Bull. He started his life of crime by joining a gang when he was just a teenager. Crazy, isn't it? He first dipped his toes into the crime world with theft and then took a deep plunge into everything from gambling to armed robbery. Sammy soon attracted the attention of the Italian mafia, and soon he was living the life of a mobster with loyalties to the Gambino crime family. But being a mobster isn't just wearing a sharp suit and having goons at your back. It involves some pretty wild things. Sammy is reported to have been involved in nearly 24 murders, if you can believe it. He was a real beast. Apart from that, Gravano was big in dealing drugs, especially ecstasy. Not too much on the down low. He moved large quantities of E in Arizona through his own organization, evidently not too bothered about breaking federal narcotics laws. The people were terrified, and so were the legal authorities. They had their hands full with Gravano. But catching a crook like Sammy wouldn't be easy. Gravano was a smart criminal. He'd sweet-talked himself out of a prison sentence multiple times by becoming an FBI informant, revealing a lot of dark deeds about his boss, the famous John Gotti, and about other mobsters as well. If that wasn't insane enough, Gravano started to play both sides. He launched his own large-scale operation called the Operation Gambino. Ironically, the mission of this operation was to snuff out the Cuban and Colombian drug rings that were invading the Gambino family's operations. But then, Sammy was known for his psychological maneuverings, and this seemed like just another one of those plays. However, everything that goes up must come down, right? Sammy's fall began when he was caught red-handed while dealing drugs. This time he couldn't weasel his way out of the situation and was charged with operating a narcotics syndicate. There was just too much concrete evidence against him. Even his own daughter was involved. His family wasn't left out of the mess either. They were dragged through the mud when Sammy was investigated. In the end, Gravano ended up pleading guilty and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. But Sammy's story didn't end there. His subsequent activities brought even more attention to him because of their shocking nature. He was repeatedly linked with cases related to backdoor dealings, exploitation of the law, and countless betrayals. Sammy the Bull definitely made his mark in the annals of crime history. The whole scenario, however, raised several questions about law enforcement's ability to deal with figures like Sammy Gravano, and the effectiveness of current laws and charges brought against such individuals. Sammy's life is undeniably a depressing reflection of the life of crime and its pitfalls, a life that consumes not just the individual, but also the ones around him. And yet, there's an undeniable allure to the stories. How else would such characters and their lives become the stuff of books, comics, TV shows, and films? Following all this chaos and lawsuits, Gravano's life serves as an ongoing reminder of the complex issues of crime, punishment, morality, and justice.